this guy, my friend's toes. Oh. He was laying in bed. And he's like, Douglas, you don't even know. And I walked in there, and she had all things were in the wolf's mouth. Okay. I'm telling you.
Plaintiff Jean Ann Jenkins is suing her former friend, who claims he once walked in on Jean Ann sucking all 5 of his friend's toes.
Counterclaim for $2,500 for rent or the cost of a bed. How does she owe you?
I noticed that she had not really had a place to live for a long time. She was living with family members. She was getting kicked out of family members' houses. And she was applying for public aid, and she was in the need of a lot of help. So I'm like, why don't you come and live with me? And we talked about $400 would be an appropriate amount that she would pay to live there, plus getting a job.
How long did she live there?
She lived there for a little bit over 6 months.
Oh,
okay.
No,
and how much did she pay?
I didn't. I can prove it.
She never paid me any money for rent ever.
All right, even though you all agreed that she would pay $400.
Correct.
What did you say to her the second month?
I asked her if she was going to be able to pay me any rent.
And what did she say?
She said no, because I don't have my Social Security.
What about the third month?
She said the same thing.
What about the 4th month?
The 4th month,
I moved out.
I was
out of there.
Quiet, man.
The 4th month was the same exact situation. Is that she was waiting for a check. She was waiting for a
5th month.
Waiting for a check from her old job. Waiting for a check from her old job.
6 months.
Waiting for a check from her old job.
And this was how long ago?
This is a year ago.
All right, she's still waiting on the check. Yeah. Now, how does she owe you for a bed?
I had a feather bed that I let her use to sleep on, and it was like one of those big, like Scandinavian down feather beds. And she got drunk one night and kind of ruined it. And she was negligent about it because she tried to wash it, she put it outside, and she just let it rot. And she would promise that she was going to take it to the dry cleaners. And after about a week or two, the thing started to rot with mold because she just let it sit outside on a
Ma'am, the rent and the bed.
Okay. We had a verbal agreement. I had no money when I moved in. We had a verbal agreement that when I got back on my feet and started working, that I would pay Douglas.
That's not true.
That's not true, sir. You would pay what?
That's not true, Gina.
You would pay what?
I would pay half the rent.
Was $400 half of the rent? What was half the rent?
He said 7.
All right. How many months did you live there?
I was there from, February was free, so April, May, and June I moved out. I was there 3 months.
All right. And June of 12?
Of 11.
She moved in.
Oh, June, over a year ago.
Yeah, it was over a year ago.
And you haven't paid him anything?
When I moved in, I said,
Ma'am, have you paid him anything?
Not paid him anything.
Okay.
No, I haven't.
Because over a year ago is a reasonable amount of time to have paid him something. You've paid him nothing in over a year. What about the bed?
Well, I actually had a lung infection, and when the bed got soiled, I was cleaning it, and he didn't like the way I was doing it because I was just doing the perimeter, and he grabbed it and took it into the bathroom and submerged it into water. 10 people couldn't have carried it out.
So did that happen?
If I can recall right, I think I might have. I think I might have helped her clean it, but I don't remember submerging it in the bathroom.
How much did you want for the bed?
I actually remember helping her move it because she couldn't move it.
How much for the bed, sir?
Well, a replacement bed would be easily $1,500, but I thought $500 was fair because it was about 4 years old.
Correct. However, sir, you're not going to get that because you were uncertain regarding what happened to it. You say it could have happened like that. I'm not sure it happened like that.
Well, what happened to it is she urinated on it and she tried to clean it and she couldn't move it after she cleaned it.
But then you helped put it in the bathtub.
No,
That's the issue.
No, I didn't.
She threw it out and it was soiled by the rain.
It was so long
I know you're
ago.
trying to remember. I know. So since your memory isn't clear, you don't get it. And if your memory isn't clear, you don't get this rent either.
Well, according to the rent, she moved in February because we moved in together when we had that huge snowstorm on that first week of February.
You said it's $400.
So I told her to pay $400.
She said $700.
Yeah, and she didn't get forced
You're
to
a
move
good
out.
man. We're going to give you the $400 you're asking for instead of the $7 that she said she owes you.
And it's for 6 months, not for 2 or 4.
So that's still a good discount, ma'am. You got a good deal. Blow him a kiss. Something. You should show your appreciation in some way. All right, sir. I'm going to grant her judgment regarding the car and the towing. $2,835. Ma'am, you even say yourself you agreed to pay the man rent, and that rent is $2,400. So I'll grant you, sir, $2,400 for the rent, not granting anything on the bed because I think that when you participated in the disposal of the bed, as you say, that perhaps you caused damage, as she says. All right? Judgment for the plaintiff and judgment for the defendant. Have a good day.
And you know it doesn't matter, because I love you anyways, it doesn't matter.
3 or 4 months, Douglas.
Doesn't matter, Gina.
All right.
You were there more than 6 months, and I never lived in your house for a month. How could you even say that? I was there for 2 days.
Douglas.
And you picked me up.
Okay, whatever.
That's all I gotta say.